up, guys? California Phantom here. I'm in Southern California on vacation with the family, here to talk about remote ID and what it means to you. But first things first, we already kind of know what remote ID is. It's a new technology. It's a way for the government to track your drones further. But what exactly does it imply? What does it mean? And what are the implications going into the future? If you want any of the technical details, I highly recommend you go see Remote Pilot 101. It's a fantastic YouTube channel. It lays out step by step the exact laws, individually breaks it down and what it means to be a 107 pilot under these new rules, a hobbyist under these new rules, or just an FPV drone pilot under these rules. So highly recommend you want to see the specificities to that. Go ahead and find that channel. I'll drop a link down below so you can visit that if you want to know the specifications. My thoughts, on the other hand, are a completely different thing. So first things first, we got to come to terms with, do drones need government oversight? And the answer, I think, overwhelmingly, with the capabilities of these drones, the facts that they're growing further and further in range and capability, in resolution, in towing capacity, the reality is especially with encroaching on airports, having planes and helicopters striking these drones, reality is we probably need some level of government oversight, but I don't believe this is the answer. Why I don't believe this is the answer is because immediately, instead of laying out how and showing through data how this will affect us positively and make it safer for everyone else, the first thing that's highlighted in this is the new taxation. This new service that we will all have to subscribe to starts off with a proposed $2.50 per month fee. That's something that most of the different websites, most of the different YouTube channels are not talking about, that you are going to have to pay a monthly subscription to be able to fly your drone further than 400 feet. And I'm not talking 400 feet in the air, I'm talking about 400 feet from your person. That's just to begin with, okay? Now we have the fact that if you do commit a crime, you do break a law by allegedly flying into an NFC, allegedly flying in airspace that you shouldn't be in, I can't tell you how much as a 107 pilot that I fly near airspace that I'm not supposed to be in, or near an NFC, but I'm completely in legal airspace, and that DJI controller is telling me you can't fly here, okay? Air map, before you fly apps, airspace map, you're able to see this, okay? I'm seeing that I'm in legal airspace, but DJI says I'm not. How do we know through these third-party carriers, mind you, which is who's collecting all the information? It's these third-party collectors. How do we know what they're going to do with this information? Are we going to have fines as a result of flying what one agency says is illegal and the other one isn't? Or what one set of maps say versus another set of maps? Because I can tell you right now, DJI's NFC maps or map structure does not or is not accurate compared to Air Map or Before You Fly. They're all different. Before You Fly and Air Map, in my opinion, are the two closest apps, two closest resources that are accurate and that are close enough to each other that there are no significant differences in airspace laws. So the problem I have with this is a $2.50 fee starts off as a $2.50 fee. But as of anybody knows, the government, it doesn't end with a $2.50 fee. Next month, next year, it could be $20, $30, $50 a year. We know the fees are going to increase. We know it's a government overreach. We know all the information is collected and given to third-party companies. Okay, it's not going directly to the government. It's government-trusted agencies, government-trusted companies to collect this data. They say it's a license plate, but how do they translate that license plate into the individual owner? Somebody has that information. Where is it going? Then the FAA trickles this sort of promissory, hey, look, maybe in the future, we'll allow you to do night flights. Maybe in the future, we'll allow you to do beyond visual line of sight. They give you this as a cookie, as a way to say, hey, look, overlook the taxation, overlook the fact that we're collecting all of your information and your data. overlook the fact that we're not telling you specifically where that data is being sent to and what it's being used for, but we might give you those things that you've been asking for. To me, complete invasion of privacy. To me, a complete crock of shit. And I'm one of the only YouTubers. I went on to the website. I went on to the FAA website. I specifically lodged a complaint, highlighted it, put my information along my name, phone number, and everything else. You guys, anybody who follows my channel, you can go see it, okay? There's not that many comments listed, which is sad given the negativity among drone pilots and among enthusiasts that don't want to see this law, don't want to see this ID come into place. I'm going to leave a link in the description, guys. I hope anyone who's following my channel follows that link, and it immediately takes you to the page where you can voice your voice. You can put how you feel about this, your comments, and the FAA has to read it. They have to take that under consideration. I think if enough of us band together, enough of us voice our displeasure with this, maybe they'll rewrite it, maybe they'll consider a different option. I mean, truth be told, we haven't even seen Lance fully roll out, right? We have Lance rolling out in major metropolitan areas, major airports, right? Highly, highly convenient for the 107 pilot, for the hobbyist who wants to fly within that 5-mile zone of the airport, right? That's the biggest thing they're concerned about, is that within that 5-mile airport. To me, allow that system to fully roll out. Every airport have it. Allow a system like that to succeed before you decide that all of us need our Nazi papers to show our German masters. To me, I don't understand the incessant need to allow government to control every bit of our life. This is a beautiful, emerging, beginning hobby, okay? This hobby is not that old. It's in its early stages, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of room for growth. But when you put all these regulations in place, when you choke all these pilots down, you make them pay monthly fees, you make them have this stringent guideline, you really think for a moment that the idiot pilots that we see flying around these fucking airports are really gonna decide, okay, now that I have to have my remote ID, I'm gonna do everything the correct way? No. We're gonna have stupid people do stupid shit from now until the end of time, okay? Because that's what we have. There are idiots out there. There are evil people out there. There are people that just don't give a damn. And unfortunately, those are the people that the FAA is trying to write laws for everyone else. By and large, most of the people out there, they're law-abiding. They try their very best. They download the Air Map, the Before You Fly app. They're trying to abide by the law. The problem isn't those people. The problem are the ones who don't give a damn and that do the stupid shit, and everyone else has to suffer. I just want you guys to remember one more thing, and that is that an all-important company that helped usher in this remote ID. It's the only company that's been pro-remote ID, the only one has been coaxing the lawmakers, coaxing the individuals, the FAA, to write laws, to enact the remote ID system, and that is your fabled, beloved DJI. DJI, the dark horse of this, is ushering in this taxation, this government overreach. They're doing this so that it further strains, it further chokes out those smaller drone companies that are just trying to compete. DJI is not looking for the best interest in mind. They're not looking out for the hobbyists. They're looking out how to strangle out the competition. It's that very premise I want you to keep in mind the next time you go out there wanting to buy a drone, you want to buy a DJI product over an Autel, over an X Dynamics, over a Skydio. Understand that DJI does not have the best interest of you in mind, the hobbyist, the 107 pilot. They want the government overreach. They want this system for their own benefit. They want to strangle the competition, and this is how they're doing it. Pay them back with your wallet. Don't buy DJI products. I have a story for you guys. I think I spoke about it once. It's something that happens to me 1 out of every 10 or so clients. They always have me trying to fly an illegal flight, whether it's flying over people, flying in restricted airspace that I can't get clearances for. I always have these clients, which is just a reality of doing the 107 business. 99% of the time when I tell these individuals that it's illegal and I try and formulate a flight, try and give them parameters of what we can do legally, they just simply hire another pilot. It's those reckless pilots that are willing to step up and do it that make this industry bad. But what makes it worse is I report them every single time. I report them to the FAA. I report them to the police department. And do you want to know what happens? Nothing happens. The FAA has never done a single investigation. I must have filed at least 10 different individuals where I physically recorded them flying illegal airspace over people beyond visual line of sight. I've done this to the police department. I've done this to FAA, and this is not a knock to the FAA. This is not a knock to local law enforcement. I'm just saying they're not adhering even to the laws that they have in place now. What makes you think this ID system is going to be some other thing other than just a simple taxation? That's all it is. They're not going to follow you. They're not going to come to your door and go, hey, or give you a call and go, hey, look, we noticed you flew in illegal airspace. Here's your citation number, or, you shouldn't really be doing that. They're not going to care. This is going to be the same as this current system, which is a mess. I think they just need to follow the laws that are in place now, completely roll out the lance, and let's see how it works from there. Educate the local law enforcement, encourage cities and states to adopt a standard when it comes to flying the beyond visual line of sight, not allowing that, making laws against that, making laws against flying over people until, they have the proper certification, proper licensing or whatever. If that's the concern, then that's what they should target, not this unnecessary taxation. And that's pretty much it, guys. I apologize for the rant. I'm very, very passionate about this. I didn't think I was going to make a video, but, I'm on vacation in beautiful Southern California here in the Anaheim Hills. And people are reaching out to me to talk to me, ask my opinion. So I figured I'd give it to you guys. Again, links in the description for that FAA website. It's going to tell you exactly where. It's going to take you right to the place where you can list your comments, your suggestions. The FAA has to read it, so I encourage you guys to all fill it out. All you big YouTubers that haven't filled it out, I know who you are. Get on there, put your money where your mouth is. You make videos against this kind of stuff, but then you don't ever file anything. You don't ever go on the FAA. I want to see your guys' names up there. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like, drop me a comment down below telling me your thoughts. Do you really support it? Is it something you want? Do you want that government overreach? Do you want the monthly fees? I don't know. Maybe some of you do. Drop your comments down below. Always love to hear from you. And we'll see you on the next adventure. Hey.